How many dragon bees live in the great honeycomb cathedral? All 0 of them, but not for long. How many dragon bees live in the great honeycomb cathedral now? Only 2 of them. The long cold took one, but not for long. At least, that was what they were trying so hard to believe. When we last left our friends, high on the freezing mountain, the worst thing had happened. The little star's light had gone out, and now it lay gray and silent and cold in the deep white snow. Pip scooped the little dark star up into his paws and held it close to his chest. "We are not leaving you," he whispered. "Not ever. Whatever it takes, we are going to bring your light back." So up they climbed into the heart of the cold. Pip carried the star. The cloud drifted close. Mr. Hopkins stopped joking now, and shivering between them all came Snatch, the little raccoon. "This is crazy," Snatch chattered. "We should be running away from the cold, not climbing right into it. Let's go back. Let's go down. Let's go anywhere but up." But Pip just kept on climbing. To keep the little star from freezing away to nothing, Pip breathed his own warm fire over it, again and again and again. And every puff he gave away made his own chest glow a little bit dimmer. The mountain grew steep and mean. The wind threw snow in their faces, but the cloud spread herself wide to shield them, and tired little Mr. Hopkins pushed Snatch from behind whenever he tried to turn back. And at last, near the very top, the wind fell quiet. Too quiet. And through the swirling gray, they saw it. Something was up there. Something huge, hunched at the summit, very, very still. It was a giant, a great, lonely giant, made all of pale blue ice and white frost, as big as a hill, with 2 enormous eyes as sad as a long winter night. And all around the frost giant, piled up high like treasure, were lights. Hundreds and hundreds of little stolen warm glows, every bit of warmth the long cold had taken from the whole wide world. It was all right here. Pip stepped forward, small and brave, still cradling his darkened star. "Please," he called up softly. "You're holding all the warmth in the world. We need just a little of it back." Our friend's light went out. The great frost giant looked down at the tiny otter, and when it finally spoke, its voice was the saddest, coldest sound in the world. "Mine," it rumbled. "The warmth is mine." I gathered every last bit, and still I am so cold, for you see, no one had ever warmed the frost giant. It had been cold its whole long life, so it did the only thing it could think of. It took all the warmth there was and hid it and held it as tight as it could. But the warmth it stole never, ever warmed it, because warmth can only glow for someone who gives it away. The giant sat in a mountain of stolen light, freezing and alone. It had become the very coldest heart in all the world, and Pip understood. He understood it better than anybody. The only way to stop the long cold, the only way to bring back the star, was to give the coldest heart the one thing it had never, ever had. A warmth that was freely given. So Pip stepped closer to the enormous freezing giant, and he did not take anything. Instead, with the last of his strength, he breathed out his warm golden fire, and he gave it freely to the loneliest creature in the world. And something began to happen. Where Pip's warm gift touched the ice, the frost giant's great sad eyes went wide. A tiny thread of gold crept into all that blue. For the very first time in forever, the giant felt a little less cold. But, oh, it was so much cold, and Pip was just so small. He gave, and he gave, and he gave, until the little fire in his own chest sputtered down to the faintest, tiniest ember. And then Pip's legs went wobbly, and the brave little otter sank down into the snow, his glow flickering low, the dark star still held tight in his paws. "Pip!" cried the cloud. "Pip, no!" They rushed to him, the cloud and Mr. Hopkins, and tried to share what little warmth they had left. But the cloud was thin and pale, and a frog has no fire at all. And the giant was still so terribly cold. It wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. There was only one warmth left on that whole frozen mountain that hadn't yet been given. One little flicker, tucked away in a chest that had spent its whole life taking, and every single one of them slowly turned to look at Snatch. The little raccoon stood frozen. "Me?" he squeaked. "You're all looking at me? But I'm not. I'm not like Pip. I'm not brave, and I'm not good. I'm Snatch. All I know how to do is take things." But there they all were. The fading otter, the dark, silent star, the cloud, the frog, and the great, cold giant. Every one of them, waiting, hoping, needing the one thing the little thief had never once given in his life. And every sneaky bone in Snatch's body screamed at him. "Run," it said. "Take care of yourself. Don't you give anything away, you'll have nothing left." It was the only voice he had ever listened to. So Snatch took a step back, and then another, toward the edge of the mountain where the long path led down, 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 away from all of it, away from the cold and the giant and the friends who needed him. But at the very edge, the little raccoon stopped, and he looked back at Pip, lying so small and so still in the snow. Pip, who had found him frozen and alone, and had not walked away. Pip, who had given him his very last warm breath. And Snatch stood there, right on the edge of everything, with the whole cold world holding its breath, the easy way down on one side, his fading friend on the other, and the tiniest, warmest flicker trembling, frightened, deep inside his chest. What would the little thief do? Would Snatch run the way he always had? Or would Snatch just this once turn around and give, on the coldest mountain in the world, everything, everything, hung on what one small raccoon chose next? To be continued.